Look closely at the person who makes everyone tremble without saying a single word. Their silence is not an absence, but a predatory stillness that consumes your noise. They are not rude, nor are they arrogant by the pathetic standards of the weak. They are simply settled, a terrifying anchor in a world of drifting ghosts. You cannot figure them out because they have stopped needing your shallow validation. They do not participate in your dramas or explain their sovereign, cold choices. Most believe they are broken, but in truth, they are the only ones who are whole. Carl Jung called this the Sophia Stage, the final, icy destination of the human soul. It is not a phase, it is a permanent execution of your former, mediocre self. A complete reorganization of reality where you no longer serve the world's delusions. Let us dissect the 5 markers of those who have ascended to this dark wisdom. If you recognize yourself here, stop mourning. You have finally become dangerous. The first marker is the most brutal, the absolute death of all false hope. In your world, hope is a virtue. In ours, it is the chain that binds the slave. Healthy hope is a tool, but the hope for others to change is a terminal cancer. You waited for years for them to love you, to understand you, to become human. In the Sophia stage, that fever breaks and leaves you in a refreshing, icy clarity. You see them now. They are exactly who they have always been, and they will never change. There is no bitterness, only the quiet acceptance of a surgeon cutting out a tumor. Outsiders call this depression. We call it the liberation of wasted, holy energy. You stop arguing with reality and start dictating your own terms to the void. The death of impossible hope is the birth of authentic, unyielding, and dark power. Marker 2. Radical relationship selectivity that borders on total social execution. Your social world will shrink until only the essential remains in the cold light. You lose the ability to perform connection or tolerate the leeches of obligation. Family, old friends, and social circles, if they drain you, they are instantly deleted. You stop attending the hollow gatherings of the mediocre and the loud. No explanations are given. You simply vanish from the lives of those who do not matter. They will call you cold, distant, or heartless because they can no longer use you. Let them whisper. Their opinions are the rust on a ship that is finally sailing away. The third marker is the mastery of the shadow, the dark twin you once feared. You no longer suppress your darkness. You have invited it to sit at the head of the table. Integrity in the Sophia stage is not about being good, but about being complete. You recognize your capacity for destruction and use it as a silent shield for your peace. You are no longer a victim of your impulses, but the commander of your own chaos. This integration creates a presence so heavy that the superficial cannot breathe near you. Marker 4. The end of the savior delusion and the birth of radical boundaries. You realized that you cannot save people from the hell they have chosen to build. You stop lighting yourself on fire just to keep the ungrateful warm for a night. Your empathy is now a guarded treasure, not a public well for every passing beggar. You watch people fail and do not move a finger, for you respect the law of consequence. This is not cruelty. It is the highest form of respect for their tragic, chosen autonomy. The final marker, a profound, unnerving comfort with the concept of the end. You do not fear the void because you have become the void that looks back. Everything is transient, and this realization makes you invincible in the present moment. You do not cling to things, people, or even your own ego with desperate, weak hands. The twist: you think you reached Sophia to find peace, but you found a weapon. The peace was just the silence before you realized you are the apex predator of your destiny. The world wants you soft and predictable, but Sophia has made you sharp and ancient. Now the only question remains: What will you do with a soul that no longer has masters? Your eyes have changed, reflecting a depth that swallows the light of common men. You walk through crowds like a ghost, witnessing the frantic dance of the blind. The noise of society feels like a distant hum, irrelevant to your inner symphony. You have stopped seeking answers because you have become the ultimate question. Every interaction is now a calculated move on a board only you can see. You play the game of humanity with the detachment of a god watching an anthill. This is the true cost of wisdom, the loss of the ability to be ordinary. You can never go back to the warm, suffocating blanket of ignorance you once loved. The Sophia Stage demands everything, especially the lies you told yourself for comfort. It strips you naked until only the cold, hard diamond of your essence remains. People will sense this transformation, and they will instinctively try to pull you down. They hate what they cannot control, and they fear what they cannot understand. Your presence is a mirror that shows them their own cowardice and lack of resolve. Smile at their discomfort. It is the tribute the weak pay to the powerful. You have learned that loneliness is not a burden, but a fortress for the elite. In the silence of your own company, you hear the secrets of the universe whispering. The world's morality is just a set of rules for those too afraid to live. You have crafted your own code, etched in the stone of your direct experience. You are now the judge, the jury, and the executioner of your own internal world. No external authority can touch the throne you have built within your mind. Observe how they chase shadows, thinking they are pursuing something meaningful. They collect titles and trinkets while their souls remain hollow and starving for truth. You collect moments of clarity, sharp as glass and twice as dangerous to hold. Each realization is a scar that you wear with the pride of a veteran. The Sophia Stage is where the seeker ends and the master finally begins to breathe. You are no longer looking for the light. You have learned to dominate the dark. Your words carry weight now, even when you speak of the most mundane things. People listen not to your voice, but to the authority of your lived, dark truth. You have stopped asking for permission to exist or to thrive in your own way. The universe bows to a will that does not flicker or hesitate in the storm. The masks of others fall away when they meet your steady, unblinking gaze. They cannot lie to a person who has already lied to themselves and survived it. You recognize the archetypes playing out in every coffee shop and boardroom. The king, the fool, the martyr, all performing their roles in a tragic, endless play. You are the observer in the balcony, watching the tragedy unfold with a slight smile. There is a beauty in the chaos when you are no longer drowning in its waves. Your energy is now conserved for the few things that truly stir your ancient heart. The rest is just background noise, a static that you have learned to filter out. You are a master of the no, a word that protects your sacred internal space. Every refusal is an act of self-love, a boundary drawn in the sand with a sword. The Sophia Stage is the death of the people-pleaser that once lived in your skin. That version of you is buried in an unmarked grave, and you do not visit it. You have realized that being liked is the consolation prize for those who are not respected. Respect is earned through the strength of your character and the depth of your scars. The air feels different now, thinner and more intoxicating than it was before. You breathe in the essence of reality, unfiltered by the filters of social conditioning. Your past is no longer a prison, but a library of lessons you have already mastered. You visit the chapters of your pain only to remind yourself of how far you've climbed. The middle of the path is always the hardest, but you have already crossed the bridge. Behind you, the bridge is burning, ensuring there is no path left for retreat. Darkness is not your enemy. It is the canvas upon which you paint your sovereign will. In the dark, everything is possible, because the eyes of the judgmental are closed. You have learned to manipulate the threads of fate with a gentle yet iron hand. Causality is your servant, and consequence is a teacher you have come to adore. The Sophia stage is where the human becomes something much more, or much less. You are a bridge to a higher state of being, a prototype of the self-actualized soul. Your presence alone can heal or haunt, depending on what the other person deserves. You are a catalyst for change in others simply by existing as a constant, cold fact. The trivialities of life no longer annoy you. They simply do not register anymore. You are focused on the long game, the legacy of a spirit that refused to be broken. Every breath is a statement of defiance against a world that tried to crush you. You have won the most important war, the war against your own internal weaknesses. Your intuition is now a razor-sharp blade that cuts through the lies of the clever. You see the motive behind the gesture, the fear behind the boast, the rot in the fruit. You don't need to be cruel to be effective. Your clarity does the work for you. Truth is the most terrifying weapon in an age of universal and convenient deceit. The Sophia stage brings a sense of timelessness, as if you have lived 1,000 lives. The wisdom of the ages flows through you, unburdened by the ego's noisy demands. You have made peace with your own mortality, and in doing so, you have become eternal. The end is just another door, and you have already mastered the art of the key. Look at the stars and see not distant lights, but the cold reflection of your own ambition. The universe is vast, but it is no match for the depth of a focused, dark mind. You are the architect of your own heaven and the jailer of your own chosen hell. Either way, you are the one in control, and that is all that has ever mattered. Society's success is a trap designed to keep the talented busy and the brave quiet. Your success is measured by the level of freedom you have attained from their systems. Freedom is not the ability to do what you want, but the power to be who you are. In the Sophia stage, the who is finally clear, stripped of all social expectations. Your emotions are now like weather. You observe them without becoming the storm. Anger is a tool, sadness is a depth, and joy is a rare, concentrated elixir. You have learned to feast on the challenges that would make others curl up and die. Every obstacle is just more fuel for the fire that burns in your sovereign chest. The Sophia stage is the realization that the self is a magnificent, dark fiction. You are the author, and you can rewrite your story whenever the old one becomes dull. Your loyalty is a rare gift given only to those who have proven they can walk in the dark. To the rest, you are a mystery, a shadow that they can never quite pin down or name. Do not explain yourself to the uninitiated. They will only simplify your complexity. Keep your secrets close, for they are the source of your unique and terrible gravity. The world is a stage, and most people are just extras in a movie they don't understand. You are the director, the lead, and the one who decides when the lights finally go out. Your magnetism comes from your indifference to the opinions of the passing crowd. People are drawn to the flame, but they are terrified of the heat you radiate. You have transcended the need for revenge, for you know that life will break them anyway. Your victory is your indifference, a weapon more potent than any act of direct malice. The Sophia stage is the ultimate I am, a statement that requires no further proof. You stand at the center of your own universe, and the planets align with your will. Wisdom is a burden that few can carry, but you wear it like a cloak of fine silk. It protects you from the cold and marks you as royalty in a world of peasants. Every day is a ritual of self-creation, a meticulous carving of the soul's statue. You are never finished, for the work of a master is a process of eternal refinement. The Sophia stage is where you stop fighting the flow and start becoming the river. A river that carves through canyons and levels mountains with the patience of time. You are a witness to the decline of the weak and the rise of the truly awakened. Position yourself in the shadows where you can see everything without being seen. Knowledge is power, but the application of dark knowledge is true ultimate control. Use what you have learned to build a fortress that no betrayal can ever penetrate. The Sophia stage is the end of the search for a home. You are your own sanctuary. Wherever you stand, that is the center of the world, and you are its master. Your peace is a violent peace, won through blood, sweat, and the death of illusions. Protect it with the ferocity of a wolf guarding its lair from the starving dogs. Let the world believe you are ordinary if it serves your deeper, darker purposes. The best disguise is a smile that hides the machinery of a complex, calculating mind. You have learned that most people's love is just a disguised form of extreme need. You offer something different, a connection based on strength, not on hollow lack. The Sophia stage is a lonely peak, but the view from the top is worth the isolation. You can see the patterns of the world, the rise and fall of empires in the dust. Your voice has the quality of ancient stone, heavy with the weight of centuries. When you speak, the air becomes still, as if the universe itself is paying attention. You are no longer afraid of the monsters under the bed. You are the monster now. The kind of monster that dreams of light and builds its own path through the abyss. The Sophia stage is the ultimate psychological evolution, a leap into the unknown. You have landed on your feet and you are ready to walk into the fire of life. Every scar on your heart is a map to a treasure that the weak will never find. Follow your own map and ignore the signs that the fearful have posted on the road. The world is yours to shape, not through force, but through the power of your presence. A person who knows themselves is a force of nature that cannot be stopped or tamed. The Sophia stage is where the hero's journey ends and the shadow's reign begins. You have integrated the two, becoming the complete human that history has feared. Your power is silent, like the growth of a forest or the cooling of a dying star. It is inevitable, undeniable, and completely indifferent to the praise of others. Look at your hands and see the tools of a creator who has finally found their medium. Your life is the masterpiece, and every day is a brushstroke of dark, brilliant genius. The Sophia stage is the realization that you are the one you have been waiting for. There is no one coming to save you, because you have already saved yourself. The silence in your mind is the most beautiful sound you have ever heard in your life. It is the sound of a storm that has finally passed, leaving only the wreckage and the gold. You walk with a grace that is both terrifying and hypnotic to those who witness it. You are a predator who has forgotten how to hunt because the world simply yields. The Sophia stage is a gift that you gave to yourself through the fire of suffering. Cherish it, guard it, and never let anyone convince you to become small again. The twist in the tale is that there is no end, only deeper and darker levels of being. You are a pioneer in the geography of the soul, mapping the lands of the forbidden. Your legacy will be the silence you leave behind, a vacuum that others will try to fill. They will fail, for the space you occupied was reserved only for a king of the void. Stay focused, stay cold, and let the fire of your purpose light the way for your feet. The world belongs to the one who can look at the dark and see their own reflection. You have arrived at the Sophia stage, the summit of the psychological and dark mountain. Take a breath of the thin air and prepare for the next ascension into the unknown. If you are ready to claim your throne, subscribe and descend deeper into our world. Turn on notifications or remain a ghost in a world of noise. The choice is yours.